Hey everyone, Nick here. In this video I show you how to insert an ultrasound guided IV. I've decided that I'm going to go in her left forearm. She's got a nice vein there. Okay, so I'll take the back side of my IV. I'll see where my arrow is on my ultrasound probe. That's aligned up with my dots. And I will just put a little mark on the skin, just like that. So I'll just mark the skin so I know exactly where I'm going to poke, and so that just helps me clean directly where I'm going. So I'm going to clean, get all that jelly off there. Usually use one, but two is always better. So then you can still see my mark, but I know my area is clean. And then I'll apply the jelly back to the probe. While that's drying, you want that dried. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, so then I'll walk that probe down just above to where I've cleaned. That mark is still present. I'll find that vein. Alrighty, poke on 3, okay? 1, 2, 3, poke. So now I've broke skin, bring my probe back a little ways, find the tip of that needle. So as you can see, there's my needle. You see that on the video. So you see that? Okay. So right there, I've located my needle, and I see that I'm just above that vein. So now I'm going to angle down. Sorry, little poke. And I'm going to walk my ultrasound forward as I advance that needle down. Okay, so now I'm in. You see the needle there? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly walk the dog. So I'm going to advance that needle, keeping it right in the middle of the vein. And as I push the tip of that needle forward, I'm going to walk the ultrasound probe forward as well, making sure that I'm staying right in the middle. You doing okay?
Yep.
So we're just walking the dog. And so we walk the dog to ensure that the tip of that needle and that catheter has been threaded. A lot of times people will see flash in their needle and they will just try to advance. This oftentimes will cause an issue where you're actually kinking the catheter and you're blowing the vein. So always make sure you're walking the tip of that needle all the way up. And you see I'm going the full length of the catheter here, especially in the forearm where there's a lot of valves. And then I'm advanced. So I walk the dog about half that catheter in. I pull that needle out just a little bit so that it's inside the catheter, so I know I'm not going to poke through. I'm going to clean all that jelly off. And then I'm going to hold left hand pressure with my thumb to occlude that vein so she's not going to bleed. Those don't retract. They don't have a safety device on them, so always just maintain good control of the needle so that you don't get a stick. We're placing this catheter on, or the extension tubing onto the catheter, and we're really twisting it, making sure that it's tight. We know when we send them to CT, we might have issues if that isn't tight. So now I've cleaned this all off. White stickers going down, and now I'm going to draw my blood. So drawing blood, it's drawn nice and easy. If I get a full 10 cc's, that's great. And then I'm going to flush. tourniquet. And I'll sometimes clean that blood off there too, just because it can make a mess. And then with flushing, cold flush, might feel it. It's not. Any pain with that?
No.
No? Okay. And then dropping the rest of the Tegaderm. So then really to grow really proficient in this, taking those shorter 20 gauge needles, finding those more superficial veins and really just walking the dog and working on that technique really ensures that that IV is going to be a good IV for the whole length of the hospital stay.